The resurrection of Christ is recorded in all of the Gospels, but in Mark chapter 16, there's this really amazing verse. The ladies had come to leave spices on the body and learned of the resurrection of Christ. The angel told them about his resurrection, and then the angel said in verse 7, "Go tell the disciples and Peter to meet him in Jerusalem." Why and Peter? Because the Lord knew the shame, the guilt, the condemnation that Peter was struggling with, and the questions about whether 3 years of ministry had all come to an end and the promise was dead. But it was not dead. Jesus' first encounter with Peter was at the seashore. He'd been fishing all night and hadn't caught any fish, and Jesus said, "Come, follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." 3 years of teaching, 3 years of stubbornness in Peter's life, 3 years of seeing his character being chipped away and learning what it meant to follow Christ, and then that major event of the denial of who Christ was. Jesus met him in the upper room, met him several times, and then Peter and the disciples were fishing, just like the first time, all night long catching nothing. And a man on the seashore called out and said, "Have you caught anything?" "No, nothing at all." "Throw the nets on the other side." Wow, what a mirrored image of what happened in their first encounter with Christ. Peter winds up jumping in the water, swimming to shore, sitting with the Messiah. And he realizes the first time by the seashore, Jesus called him to follow and learn. The second time by the seashore, Jesus called him to follow and lead and teach and impart what Christ had imparted into him for 3 years. Paul said in Philippians 1:6, "Being confident that God who begun this work in you will complete it." No matter what you've been through, no matter what you're facing right now, no matter how many questions about whether the promise is still active in your life, it is. He calls you just like he calls Peter, to trust him, to pick up the pieces and follow him, and to know that everything is under his blood. Walk forward with him into the promises that he made and he will fulfill in your life.